Hi, this is Christina on Releasing for a Better Life. Again, I want to remind everybody what this program is about. It is about learning to release all your problems to God and to wait for God to send you answers back, to send you information, answers. Those can come in the forms of numbers. It can come in the form of finding a book, of a lot of different things. For instance, one day I was doing a lot of releasing on how can I find a better way to use my mind. What's a better way to use it? And I was drawn magically, I don't know why, into this store. And I don't, I have no idea why. We were walking by and I said, I feel like I need to go into the store. I feel like I really do. And walking around, I quickly found this book. Not quickly. It took about 5-10 minutes. So it wasn't too long. So then I found this book about intuition. And I picked it up, and the words inside the book rang so clearly to what I had just been asking. I realized this was a message from God. So other times, like today, I was thinking very negatively about something, and I saw the numbers 222 suddenly come across. And I know one of the big things about 222, when you see that number, it's about saying that you need to be careful about what you think about, because what you think about truly is what's going to be created into your life. If you are constantly thinking negative or talking about what you don't want to happen or what you're not happy with in your life, then you're just going to create more of that. If you think about what you love, then you're going to create great things. So again, that's what this program is about. And I've had such amazing success with it. And I've also added in this piece that I discovered about talking to your guardian angel, the one that's there all the time. Maybe you have one, maybe you have two, who knows? But you definitely have at least one, we all do, that sits there with us and listens to us. And using this guardian angel as a source of communication, a way to talk about what's going on, a way to use as a person or a thing to just really talk about the stresses and the issues, so you can kind of get a clarity. You can get a clarity when you have a chance to just rattle on without anybody giving you any information or any feedback, and you're not required to stop or engage with anyone else. It's amazing the clarity you can come, even if it's just you need to cry for a while. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Sometimes you need to vent. The only thing I will remind everybody about talking to your angels is you need to make sure that at least a portion, the end portion, talks about the goal you're headed to or what you expect to have happen. All right, so these videos that I put out here are basically like a journal, and they're a journal to help people see what I'm doing and some of the experiences I've had with this and the success that I have with this all the time. And I want to talk about two amazing events and successes I've had with doing this in my life. So as I've talked about before, or if you've not done it before, I do have a level of anxiety and stress in my life. I don't believe I've always been that way, but life and jobs and children and spouses and whatever leads me to anxiety, and I think it leads most of us to living this world of worry, especially with everything that's going on right now in the world. I mean, they talk about global warming and people lying, people cheating, all these things going on. It's very stressful, so anyway, it can lead to a level of anxiety in any of us, and I happen to be a person, I think I'm very sensitive. Like I tell my husband often, if he's stressed and I'm stressed, I will have my stress and I will take on his stress and anxiety too. And I will carry whatever anybody has around threefold. So anyway, so let me get to these two stories, and I want to talk about these because these show the power of doing this program and doing this faithfully and allowing it into your life to have success. So the first one, I was at work, and I do have a stressful job, and I was working. I was trying to deal with a coworker who doesn't always process things like everybody else. Often, this coworker processes in the form of almost punitive, and I was put into a position at work where I was going to be at a higher level for having him hold me accountable for things and come after me. I think I was put in that position specifically because they were not testing me, or they just wanted to, say, I come with a lot of background. So people are, when you come with a lot of experience into a job, often people want to challenge you. And I think I have that kind of personality anyway, where I'm very, out there. And so, people either love me or hate me. This is the reality I've learned. So, talking about this, the first part of the night, of course, it had only been a few hours into the evening, and he laid into me in front of everybody. He just literally attacked me and told me I was basically doing a terrible job, that he knew I couldn't handle it. He just, went after me. And I found myself, having to take him on. And one thing about me is, like I said, I take on anxiety, but I also am not really actually great at confrontation, because I do take on other people's anxiety and issues. So if they're already upset and angry at me and they're coming after me, and then I confront them on it, then I feel like I've taken on what they feel about me too. And I feel horrible about the whole thing. I don't just, say, oh, well, I was upset and you were upset. I'm upset, and then I'm taking your emotions with me too. So I don't handle confrontation well. I don't do it well at all. To the point where my husband has learned, if we're fighting, he backs off, because he knows it's easier to handle me, to challenge me and tell me his side when I'm in a much calmer mood, because he knows I will take on everything if I'm already upset. So here's the thing. So he laid into me. I defended myself and took him on. And I was very distraught over the whole thing. I was very emotional. I'm like, I just want to go home. I don't want to do this anymore. Why am I still in this job? Why am I doing this? And I called my husband on the phone, and I said, I'm so busy, but I had to tell you what happened, and I'm so upset right now, and I don't know how to handle this. And my husband said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to release for you. I'm going to release the situation for you. And I said, it only takes a few minutes. I can do it. And he said, no. Sorry, I want to release this for you. I want to see how this works, because you're upset. I don't know that you actually have the time to really focus and release. So let me release it for you. Let it go to God. And he said, and let me talk to my angel and see if my angel can help your angel understand what's going on a little bit. So about 15 minutes later, there was like the coworker apologized, and other people came to my defense and told me what a good job I was doing and how that was uncalled for. And I was able to actually listen to them and be part of the conversation and not be upset or not feel bad about myself. And I realized that my husband was able to release what was going on for me. And not only did he release it, but I could feel the strength of my angel there. And I felt this great release happen. It was beautiful. I can't tell you the amount of relief I suddenly felt from being so incredibly stressed, where I was ready to walk out on my job and quit right then and there, to feeling, whew, that's okay. It's okay. So it's an interesting fact that you can release for other people. And we discovered this week. He released for me. And he and I are going to start trying to work on that for other people that we know. You can pray for other people, so why can't you release for other people? Why can't you talk to your angel and have your angel talk to someone else's angel? Why is this not possible? And we're finding out right now, at least for my husband and I, we do have a great connection, but it was very possible. It was very real what happened. So the other event that happened, and I want to talk about this because this was, I would say, as or more phenomenal than that situation. So once in a while, for some reason, things that have happened in my past, or things that have been an issue for me in my past, maybe a mistake that I made, or I wouldn't say a mistake, but a choice that I made that maybe people didn't agree with and challenged me on, and I felt bad about later because they didn't think I made the right decision, will come back to haunt me. And they'll come back to play in my head repetitively. And the anxiety around that and the crisis that happens around that just starts to replay within me. And I start to feel that same stress where I can't sleep. Food doesn't taste good. I'm miserable. I'm looking for anything to numb those feelings, like having a drink of alcohol, or having a piece of cake or something to numb this feeling. And so, my husband and I went to bed and I just couldn't sleep. I was still so stressed over this event that happened months and months ago. It happened a long time ago, but I was so stressed still. I was absolutely stressed beyond belief. And so I couldn't rest, and I started going out to I released to God first. I released and I released and I released. And I started talking to my angel, and suddenly in my head, I talked about messages coming, and the message I got is, "You're okay." And I said, "Yeah, I know I'm okay, but I'm still stressed." And it just kept playing in my head, "You're okay." It was like a voice in my head, "You're okay. You are okay." And so I stopped doing my kind of moaning and groaning and complaining, and I started just out loud to myself and to my angel who's there and saying, "I'm okay. I am okay. Angel, listen to me and help me, because I am okay." I didn't say anything else, just about 15 minutes. And here I went from nearly a full anxiety attack where I'm not sure how I'm going to function anymore because, this issue keeps playing, to saying I'm okay for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. I'm not sure how long, but it wasn't a terribly long time. And I just kept playing this in my head. I am okay. I am okay. And I said it out loud at the same time. I am okay. And I started breathing through it. I am okay. I am okay. That everything is fine. I am okay. It was that simple. It wasn't like this great long speech to myself or this great motivational thing. It was just a simple repetitive word. I am okay. I'm okay. I am okay. And afterwards I came out and I said, I'm a great person. I am a great worker. I am, I have the best intentions. I am, all this came about afterwards. All these other pieces in me that I had forgotten about when I was so stressed. And suddenly, all that anxiety, all that stuff that had been plaguing me, all those issues just vanished. I mean, it was literally like someone, like I was wearing this 100-pound backpack of anxiety and guilt and stress, someone coming through and just taking it off my back, taking it away where I couldn't even see it again. That's how fast and how monumental it was. And I actually was able to go crawl back into bed and just go to sleep. And I had no more stress around these issues. And do they play in my head still afterwards? A little bit, but truly every time they do, I just say out loud to myself a few times, I am okay. I am okay. And I remember clearly now that all these things happen for a reason, to remind you of something. Either it's to push you in a direction you need to go, or to remind you of who you are, or to remind you of the work you're still doing, even if it's to remind you, what, haven't been releasing. You haven't been releasing to God. You haven't been letting God take care of things for you. So it was a phenomenal thing. And I don't know that it would work for everybody, but for me, it worked. And I'm telling you, when I get to those emotional levels, those anxiety and stress levels, it's insane. I mean, it's nearly to the point where I can't even have anybody touch me. I don't want anybody near me. I don't think I'm breathing very well. I'm not coping well with things. I don't even want to be near my children, and that's something. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. These two tremendous events that just happened this week, and it was just monumental, and I felt like I needed to share. So anyway, if you have any great stories on doing this, please let me know. I would love to hear about them. If you want to contact me, you can contact me at a link below. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Thanks a lot.